Hey there, I'm David Collins, host of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show, and we're here in Madison, Wisconsin at the Sheraton Hotel for a card collecting convention, the Madison Card Show. And I'm not really too sure what to expect here, but I have been told I'm quite a card myself, so I'm really looking forward to whatever's going on inside today. As you can probably tell, it's very cold up here in Wisconsin, so why don't we come inside and see what's going on? The Madison Card Show is a monthly trading card show held at the Sheraton Hotel. The show features over 5,000 square feet with vendors offering vintage sports cards, memorabilia, bargain boxes, and high-end rookie cards and graded cards.
Yeah, so I promote the show. It's been going on since April of 2021. It's been going strong. It's been growing month after month, and it's a lot of fun.
On my show, Drive Time David Collins, we've been talking a little about these sports cards. So I wanted to come visit a card convention to learn how to better talk about the subject. Perfect. Well, we're here for David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show and Drive Time David Collins. Would you like to say hi to David Collins?
Sure. Hi, David Collins.
Perfect. I'm filming here for Drive Time David Collins and David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. It's just a...
I've seen and heard that, yeah.
Oh, great. It's interesting. We do a radio show, and we're trying to figure out how to talk about these cards in an audio-friendly format more recently. Very difficult.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You want to say, oh, we look at this card, it looks like this, and say, I have no relation to that. They say it has a jersey on it, and they say, I don't know what that means.
Yeah. So, I guess all the different types of cards are all, different. You can get autographs, jersey cards, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure you grew up listening to radio, or you still listen to the radio there. Have you ever heard a show that talks about sports cards?
There are some on, not really on Facebook. It's more like on Google, where they have sports, and then there'll be a lot of guys talking about what's hot, what's not, what's coming out, and the such.
For most people at this convention, it's all about the sports cards.
Yeah, the hobby's just, I've been doing it since the 80s. Like I say, when there was 3 companies, Topps, Domrus, and Fleer.
Yeah, the way it started was with baseball. But basketball is now a worldwide sport more than anything, same with soccer.
Right.
So a lot of Chinese buyers, Australia, stuff like that.
Really, it's an international market. And there's a lot of competition when it comes to buying and selling these cards.
I do this. I've been doing this for almost 40 years.
Well, that's a great point. So there's a sense of competition, and you're figuring, what am I going to bring that's going to do?
You see what you're up against.
Oh, certainly.
You're going to see a lot of the same old thing. There's a box of dollar cards. Here's a box of dollar cards. No one else has this or this. So, you got to try to find something that's unique.
Absolutely. And typically when you bring in more dealers and the volume of dealers grows, it'll bring in more people.
Right.
More people means more money, more people spending money. So it eventually it works out for everyone involved.
One thing that surprised me, though, it wasn't just sports cards here. Definitely.
Some people concentrate on Pokemon cards, which kind of disgusts me, but anyway.
Since COVID, Pokemon cards have began to play a big part in the world of card collecting conventions.
Yeah. When the whole started this, it was mainly sports, and then Pokemon started to come in as the years went by.
Pokemon has been a huge boom. In fact, there's probably more demand from a dealer standpoint to get in and set up as a dealer at the show than sports cards.
Oh, wow.
The waiting list for Pokemon is a really long list.
So I didn't know what to expect coming here. I expected more sports cards, of course. I'm not too familiar with the Pokemon cards, but that's a growing collectible also.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually grew up doing both sports and Pokemon. I still collect sports myself, but yeah, Pokemon's really starting to take hold of card shows. It's not just a sports card show anymore; it's a collectible card show.
Oh yeah, Pokemon's definitely the big one here. If you're lucky, you find One Piece and Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're lucky.
Interesting. Do you like all of them? You collect all of them?
Me? No, just Pokemon. Pokemon's a big one, yeah.
That's great. Is there a special place you have to get Japanese cards, or is that just a chance that could it be switch?
So a lot of times you have to, either get them from somebody that gets them from a distributor from overseas or something like that. I don't personally have the ability to get Japanese boxes other than buying them from at shows or.
Does it involve some illicit behavior to get your hands on something like that?
No. Sometimes you go on TikTok and you can get them.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
So after hearing suspicious answers like that, I started to wonder how much money is being thrown around in a place like this. Perfect. And you don't do this professionally. This is a side gig.
School teacher, but I'm ready to retire. I make more money doing this than teaching, though.
Oh, fantastic. Is that box, say, $4,500? Right. So what kind of value do you think? I noticed that you had a couple of here that were 3 digits, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah. Both of these guys are probably $150, $200 each.
And the box included one that's somewhere in the 4 range there. Does Pokemon get up to the same price range as some of those sports cards? Is it pretty equivalent, or does Pokemon have a lower ceiling, would you say?
Lower ceiling for sure. Sports has that could be up to like a couple $1 million for sports.
Really? It goes that high? I was only thinking 5 digits.
Oh, no. Sports could get up there if you do high end. Me personally, I'm under $200 and less for me.
Somebody told me that these cards can raise, some of them up to 7 figures.
Right. None that I have, but yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but they can. There's the Mickey Mantle cards, and it seems like the Michael Jordans, the early ones, the Fleer.
Right. Do you think this election that just passes affects any of the pricing on something like this?
I sure hope so.
Is that right? Do you think it would go up? It'd be a positive thing.
I think it's a great thing, yep.
Do you think that the election and that thing, or the world economies and things, does that have any part to play in cards like this? Or does it have its own unique standing in markets?
Ironically, I used to work for Edward Jones. Worked there for 6.5 years, so I came straight from the investment industry.
Oh, wow.
Kind of in that industry, you're taught cards are, way too speculative to even mess with and put money into. I think one of the best investments I've ever made monetary was sealed product, whether it be Pokemon or sports stuff.
Interesting. Action figures included and things like that?
Yeah, action figures, sealed stuff.
With money like that, it was no surprise most of the dealers preferred to keep things in person. Do you just do your own booth? Are you here with a company or anything? Right on. Do you have a website? But I've noticed a lot of people around here, they just do the booths only. They don't even go, and that's where they make most of their money.
Yeah, I sell on eBay. A lot of the, not higher end, but like middle end cards, I do better on eBay with.
So do you do your same booth online? Do you have an online store or something like that?
Stuff on eBay sometimes too. So
people seem to be doing pretty well at these booths. They say we come to these conventions, and that's a big part of their business.
Yeah, it is. I like the person-to-person interaction too.
Right.
That's a big part of it.
So are collectible cards a good place to invest? That all seems to depend on who you ask. So do you pull the full boxes yourself and try to get the best cards and then come to form a booth like this?
I used to, but it's a little more profitable just to buy the boxes without opening them.
Oh my! Really? And then to sell them back to the next people.
Basically more like a gamble. Somebody else wants to gamble that those cards are in this box. That's how they take their chance.
So you're open to calling it a gamble. He calls it a chase, and he really hates that word.
It's both.
Okay.
Either way you look at it.
Right.
I used to do that, but I don't think I've opened up a pack of cards in 4 years. And I used to do it for the thrill, but now I got other ways to make things happen.
Is that a gamble at all that's in that box?
I guess, yeah. I'm tempted to rip it, but it's like, am I gonna get it or am I not gonna get it?
I see.
You don't really make your money back on opening boxes, mainly like buying singles, reselling them, that kind of thing.
Right, well, it's a gamble. Somebody compared it to slot machines upstairs.
Yeah, it is a gamble for sure.
He doesn't like to admit that. He calls it a chase. Do you ever buy into those?
Sometimes, it's fun to open boxes for sure, but...
Right. Well, there's a whole genre of content devoted to opening boxes. It's called unboxing. I was just watching one yesterday. I turned it off before they opened the box. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I don't know how people watch it.
Yeah, it depends.
It's no different than going into the casino and dropping money into a machine and just keep pulling. Open a pack, go, oh, I got something good. The problem is people don't know when to stop. There's a lot of people that they get into just breaking open all kinds of cards, and they don't want to have all the boxes, so they just end up selling it to me. And that's right.
Oh, that works out.
People's crumbs. I turn those crumbs into beautiful cakes. How's that sound?
That's great. Well, the nice thing about the slot machine is that you're guaranteed to get 90% of your money back eventually.
The slot machine?
That's what they say. It always pays 90%.
Slot machine is a losing proposition.
Another losing proposition was me finding a card that I wanted to buy. Non-sports, exactly, because I was hoping maybe, I didn't know what this would look like. I expected a lot of sports cards, but as soon as I saw there was a variety, Matt even warned me that you might run into some that are American politicians or Native Americans or something like that. I was hoping to find cards that might be stand-up comedians or old radio personalities and things like that. Would I ever find something like that here?
Every once in a while.
I've definitely seen some oddball cards. Upstairs, there was a Chuck Norris patch auto today.
Oh, wow.
I've seen some actor autographs. There was a Elizabeth Olsen auto here.
I was hoping you were going to say Elizabeth Warren. I thought that'd be an interesting card to find.
Haven't seen any of hers, no.
Interesting.
Every once in a while, there will be a dealer with some of that. We have a dealer who's makes custom cards and has a lot of just random pop culture type of custom cards.
Yeah, we took.
And then look at it's Taylor Swift, and she's burning Travis Kelce's car.
Oh, that's great.
Oh no.
And they're never getting back together.
Right. Well, they're still together, are they not?
They're still together.
That one's going to go up in price when it happens.
Hawk Tua.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the more kabooms.
I
Interesting.
have probably just as much or more Magic stuff at home, but I just don't bring it. Because
Shirts too?
no shirts.
I see. Whether they're customers or vendors, though, many of the people here are driven by their long love of the hobby. Many having their own personal favorites, and many passing down their love of card collecting to other generations.
Yes, I'm a baseball and I'm a Yankee fan.
What's your favorite card on this table, would you say?
My Charizard.
Oh, a Charizard. What's your favorite card?
Ooh, probably a Jordan Love jersey.
Oh, it's a specific type of card. I just meant baseball or basketball or something like that. I'm pretty uninitiated to a lot of this. What would you say is your personal favorite card on the table here today?
That's a good question. I'd probably go with the Color Blast Shawn Michaels SGC 9.5. He's my favorite wrestler all time, and it's just a beautiful card.
How long have you been doing something like this?
Since I was 8.
Wow.
31 years.
So you build up a full collection and then you kind of get into the business.
Yep.
That's great. Well, that's kind of cool that it lets anybody kind of access that. There's seeing a lot of kids and people of all ages and all demographics here.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you can find guys up to 80 and kids 5, 6 years old.
Right. Well, somebody was joking downstairs. They said this is the only time and place that you get to talk to a 12-year-old.
That's a little creepy.
It's a weird way to put it, but that was his opening line.
Well, I guess it's on him then.
That's probably why he's downstairs.
Maybe.
I mean, it's a growing thing. Is there any sense of there's too young of people now starting to do their own booths, or are you happy with everybody?
5 years old that I buy in some soccer cards, so yeah, there's just it doesn't cease to amaze me. The age of the person, I'm in my mid-60s. There's people older than me.
Me and my son been collecting for about a little over 2 years.
Oh, you do it as a bit of a father and son hobby.
Yeah.
You do it with your whole family too, is that right?
That is correct, yes.
That's interesting. We found it's a big family event. A lot of people with father and son doing that. Did you get started because of your father?
He collected when he was a kid. I started collecting when I was a kid as well. My brother's here too, and now my mom's in it as well.
Oh, wow.
It actually started, I had an uncle back in the 50s that passed his cards down to my brother.
Oh, wow.
Who passed them down to us. So we had probably cards from the 50s on up.
Money, family, gambling, sports, all themes of the Madison Card Show. I had a great time visiting the card convention, knowing that I left adding to my collection of knowledge.
People sometimes misunderstand what I'm saying.
Certainly. Well, I was calling it the collectible card convention, which isn't exactly easier on the tongue, but people know what you're talking about.
Exactly, yeah.